To be honest, these next stories still bother me. They're pieces of my childhood I don't talk about often, mostly because they don't feel like memories. They feel like things that followed me. So if you're watching this at night, maybe sit a little closer to the light. These are the disturbing childhood horror stories that never really let me go. Check out the full story video on my YouTube channel and enjoy the deep dive. I'd really love to hear your thoughts too, so drop a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there.
I found a note tucked inside an old porcelain doll the summer I turned 9. The note had my name on it and a time to come upstairs. I never should have gone. I grew up in an old bungalow on the edge of town, the kind of house that creaks like it's still settling into the light. My mother, Grace, worked long shifts at the clinic, and my cousin Daniel slept on the sofa most nights, pretending not to hear the house. The attic was officially off limits and unofficially irresistible. That's where I found the doll. Her face was cracked, hair like straw, one glass eye clouded. She smelled like dust and lemon oil. She felt warm in my hands, like she had been waiting. The handwriting inside was my grandmother Eleanor's looping script, but Eleanor had died 2 years earlier. The note said, "Come up at midnight. Do not wake them." Maybe Daniel did it, I told myself. Maybe it was a prank. Children have a way of arguing with fear and calling it curiosity. Still, the clock kept ticking louder as midnight approached. At midnight, I climbed the attic ladder. Moonlight sliced across boxes and old quilts. In the center of the floor, there was a small circle of salt and a toy music box I had never seen. When I wound it, the song crawled out wrong, too slow, off key. The doll sat on top of the music box, eyes fixed on me, and the air tasted metallic. Something brushed my ankle, a cold wrist more than a hand. I froze. In the doorway stood Daniel, but not the Daniel I knew. His eyes were so dark they swallowed the moonlight, and his lips had a blue tint. Behind him, faces pressed to the attic boards like paper cutouts, small, pale faces that mouthed words I could not hear. The music box flipped open, and inside was a photograph of me sleeping, taken from a night I could not remember. A whisper hissed from beneath the boards, and my grandmother's voice. "You should not have come alone." The floorboards felt wrong under my feet, like a chest that tightened. The doll's single clouded, I seemed to blink. I dropped the music box, and it did not break. The attic filled with the soft sound of shoes shuffling, like a dozen little feet arranging themselves. I stumbled down the ladder, heart in my throat, slamming the attic hatch so hard the whole house answered. Daniel woke on the sofa the next morning with a fever and a blank I could not read. My mother said it was